Hi, I'm Karen Sorbel, and I'm the producer of Authors Forum. I direct and produce and edit Authors Forum. But today, I am going to interview Veronica Asagui and Linda Coleman about their play, which is Aged2Perfection. We'll start with Veronica. So how did the idea begin, and where did it start?
About 25 years ago, I was the activity director at a senior home in New Jersey. And when I left to go back to college to become a chiropractor, I promised myself that sometime in the future I was going to write about my experiences as an activity director at a senior home. It wasn't until about 3 years ago that I was doing the Authors Forum here at the station. And you and Melody were sitting down talking about what to do with these incredible, funny stories. And Melody was the one that said, how about a sitcom? I said, okay. Let's do a sitcom. And not too long after that, I organized a book signing at the Clackamas Town Center, where I met Linda. Mm-hmm. And I asked her to join me in this journey. And that is how it started. We started writing for the sitcom, but very early in our writing, we decided that let's do a play instead. It will be a lot more fun to do that, and then we can always go back to the sitcom.
Linda, tell us about how you got involved in all of this.
Well, I met Veronica at the book fair, and we started talking with you about the sitcom idea. We have future episodes, so it's not finished yet. It's the stage play can become the 2-hour pilot if we do continue this to a TV sitcom. And but the idea of the stage play came around because we kind of wanted to see what the public response was going to be. And I'm excited about where it's going so far, just in people we've been talking to about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And I guess we should sort of give a little background about the play. I should let you guys explain it.
You get to do
Okay,
that.
well, the story starts, the background of the story is an ex-hippie. Well, she's actually still a hippie. But in her younger days, she had these adventurous love thing at the Woodstock. And from that experience with these two wonderful young men in her life, she had a daughter, but she doesn't really know which is the father. That's kind of like her background. We don't really go very deep into that, into the play. And so one day, her and her dysfunctional family inherit these vineyards at Willamette Valley, right here in Oregon, with an estate. And these places, they're all happy about it, that they're going to sell it. That the whole purpose of the whole thing is that they could sell it. Her and her dysfunctional family are thinking about that. But the whole thing doesn't work out because when they have the will being read, they find out that the three old, oh well, I shouldn't say old, they are old, but the three seniors living there, as long as they are alive, they cannot be displaced. That is in the will, because they were friends of the deceased, and they were the deceased person that anyway, they were trying to keep them there well taken care of, and that would be a place for life. So some things are happening, like you explored about when you wrote in the play.
The funny brownies.
The funny brownies, and there's a lot of other things that we wonder, like, what's going to happen? Is this hippie going to keep the family together? But I would say the play is about love. It's about family, friendship, and love is the glue that keeps everything together. Mm-hmm. When you say that's what it is, that's what it is. And I am hoping that when people leave from seeing the play, they will be inspired to think about their own places when they look at an older folk, like, because hopefully they will become one of them, right? And they will want to be, and what are we going to do about the old folks?
Right, what are we going to do about the old folks?
And we have 10 actors actually performing at this reading.
10 actors.
10 actors.
This that's happening at the Lakewood Center for the Arts at 368 South State Street in Lake Oswego, Oregon, on Saturday, January 25th at 2 p.m. It's a matinee. It's going to just be a reading. There's going to be a little bit of stage direction, you told me.
Yes, that is going to be a director. Nancy McDonald is going to direct. And there's also a narrator.
Maybe they'll probably wear a little bit of costume that sort of fits their character.
Exactly.
But there won't really be too many stage props, and it won't be,
And Nancy found the actors for us.
Yeah.
Some of them are from when she was doing classes in Portland, and They're just wonderful. They fit
Yeah.
each of the characters so well.
So I know about the
Yes.
play, and it's very character driven. So there's 10 main characters. Nobody's really, well, there's Maggie, who
Maggie's
is
the
the
ex-hippie.
hippie, the hippie girl.
Hippie girl.
And
There's never an
she's
ex-hippie, honey.
No, it's never happened.
No, yeah.
Okay,
Just
tell
like a
us little bit
Marine,
about
you're
it.
never an ex-Marine. You're never an ex-hippie.
Exactly.
Well, some people have kind of, turned to religion or something like that. But how did Maggie inherit the estate? How is she related to the estate owner?
That's a very good question. Her aunt, she's her great-great-aunt. Okay.
Her aunt.
Her aunt. So her kids would be the great aunt to her kids. But it's not just her that inherits it. It's her and her daughter and her son
And her father.
and her father. So they are all part of the same family.
And the three ladies,
The three ladies are not family.
but
just
they
live
have
there.
inherited just having a place to live and be taken care of.
They are part of the estate. Yeah. They are part of the the walls.
Exactly.
The furniture.
Yes.
Part of the furniture.
Okay.
But very
Part of the
lively
house.
furniture.
Yes.
Now this vineyard, is it doing really well, or is it sort
It's
of
run down right now.
because but they
They're
make
They're not
really
able
good
to
wine.
take care of it.
Yeah, it
Or they
literally,
used to make good wine.
It literally went to pot.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and we're not going to talk about that any further. Then you agree?
You have to see the play.
You have to see the play to hear all about how far it's gone to pot.
Exactly.
But there are some brownies involved. Some funny brownies.
Funny
yeah.
brownies.
So what kind of experience do you guys have with doing theater?
Oh, I'm not as far into it as Veronica has been in the years. Mine started in high school, expanded from there with just community theaters around wherever I was living. And, but I was able to do some different jobs at Gallery Theater in McMinnville, and was assistant director for Little Women with Carolyn McCloskey was the director of that show, and also did all the props and some of the set and stuff as well. And then at one time they were doing a one-act play festival, and I taught classes on adapting a short story to a one-act stage play and to a script, and that was a fun experience as well.
So did you do acting in front of, on stage,
I
or mostly
did four
behind?
different, my acting was all in the one performance of, not one performance, but the production of Funny Girl, and I had 4 different roles, so I figured I'm done acting after that. I got them all in one play.
Well, that sounds
So it was fun.
Yeah. So, and Veronica?
Well, gosh, I've been doing theater for so long. Not anymore, though. I never thought I was going to go back to it, but I did professional theater for 10 years, off-Broadway shows. I did a lot of musicals. I wrote a lot of musicals. I never wrote just a comedy. It was just musicals with a little comedy. I like the comedy. You know, life is a comedy. But I did act in one play once. What happened is you can't catch me on stage, but the door was falling off the set. And so I had to go on stage and say, "Excuse me," and put the door back on the hinge. And then everybody clapped, and I said, "Thank you very much," and I left. And it was my acting stage for saving the... But
So you didn't do any acting on
never
stage?
acted
Oh,
on
you
stage.
just had all
No,
the...
just producing,
just produced
producing
everything.
the show. Yeah, getting the directors, and then the directors who get the actors, and building the sets. I love building sets. I love set designing.
Oh, yes.
Set designing, just my...
You're good at
I
it,
love
too.
it. I love it. It's like,
So the idea you came up with for writing the play was from when you worked in the nursing home.
That's how it started, but it actually, the only thing left of their whole concept, if you read my book, Awakening the Woman Within,
And I have.
are you going to say, wow, all these stories, how are we going to find it? No. The only 3 characters are the 3 old ladies sitting in the couch. We had a couch just like that. And I actually talk in that book about the couch, the 3 old ladies that sat in that couch, and how they would get up in the morning, sit there, wait for lunch, then come back, sit for dinner, and that was it.
Well, and the senior women are comic relief as well throughout the
Totally.
play. They're the ones that sort of glue it together and help each other to figure out what's going to happen next to them, as well as the rest of the family there.
And they're very loving and supportive, it seems like, of the whole adventure. And what I have heard, they're not terribly worried about what's going to happen, because I guess they're pretty secure in what's going to happen.
Well, they hope so, but
They
they're
hope
not
they're
sure what
pretty
the family is
secure.
going to decide.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah, we
still,
believe
There's
the
still,
mystery of
yeah, there's a
this,
still
mystery.
questions, yes.
And they're very interesting ladies. They are
Yes.
quite interesting, and
Yeah, they
that
have some
makes
good
it a lot of
backstories.
fun. And I think that this is very timely because we are kind of aging, and the baby boomers are getting totally into this whole what's going to happen to us when we retire, and are we
Right.
going to have enough money? And this communal living is a little bit more of, well, when I was younger, being a hippie, not
us
that I'm
about
that
it.
hippie, but it seemed like the utopia was living in a commune, you know, and everybody working together and everything coming all, you know, working as a group and a team, and it was going to all be wonderful. But then as you age and grow up, you realize that people have different personalities, and it doesn't always go the way you think it should. And so that's what makes the Aged to Perfection quite wonderful. And the name Aged to Perfection is a beautiful name
excited, yes.
because you have the vineyard and the older people and younger people, and yeah, so
It's a
Yeah, one of our
multi-generational.
one of our youngest characters is playing 14 years old.
yeah, so you
So
have,
these plays actually, I would say, teenagers will love this play.
you think
Yes,
you really do?
I
You think
really
that-
do think so.
Oh, well, that's great. That's wonderful.
Because
That-
they will connect with that character.
the 14-year-old
yeah.
girl who yeah. You have gotten into fertile ground.
We were so lucky to be invited to join this, and that's how we got into the Lakewood Theater. It was recommended by Nancy.
Nancy
McDonald.
McDonald, and then he was brought up to Steve at the
Steve
theater for him
Knox.
to read and see if he liked it, and then he was submitted to Fertile Ground. So Fertile Ground has the final say on yes or no.
Oh.
And so it's
Really?
like a yeah.
So it's a
yeah,
big
Fertile Ground
production.
So
is-
it's-
The festival is an opportunity for unpublished works, unproduced works, because there's stage plays, there's musicals, there's dance groups that are all part of the Fertile Ground Festival going on throughout the metro area of Portland.
You didn't have to pursue them; they pursued
No,
you.
they came to us. That was wonderful.
Our goal is to have this play performed worldwide, 2015. We're having the play published in the spring, and our goal is going to be for 2015 to be worldwide. And I am hoping and praying that Nancy McDonald will be the director of that play here in Oregon, whichever theater picks it up, because she. If you hear her talk about the play, right?
She's
we almost go
excited
into
of it.
tears just to listen to her. It's just
She
she's
really
so
is
awesome.
passionate
Yes.
about it. Yeah,
Exactly.
Awesome.
as passionate as you guys are. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it's
wonderful.
awesome. Wine will be served, correct?
Oh, wine will be served after the
Youngberg
play?
Hill is a vineyard and an inn in Yamhill County,
So what's it?
Willamette
what's
Valley. Youngberg Hill.
the Youngberg?
Youngberg Hill.
Youngberg.
And
Hill.
they were the winery that I went to when we were talking about the sitcom, because we needed some outside shots. We wanted to have a vineyard and a big B&B kind of estate building that we could use as our outside shots before coming inside for the sitcom. And they were excited about doing that. They wanted to join us and get involved. And
Oh, how fun.
so I've asked them if they would be willing to offer some of their wines for the intermission. So they're going to be involved too. So they're excited to do that.
Even more reason to
More reason to go.
quite reasonably
admission,
priced.
yes.
The admission. There is a website, the lakewood-center.org website, that you can find the tickets.
And they can also go into Fertile Ground to find out more about all the other events that are happening with Fertile Ground.
Exactly.
Yes, more events with Fertile Ground. I want to encourage you to go to Aged to Perfection, a reading at the Lakewood Theater. Aged to Perfection is a light comedy about life and the pursuit of happiness. Sounds wonderful. In conclusion, do you have any more things to add?
I want to thank you for having us here today.
Yes, thanks.
This is just a joy.
So that's it for now. This is Karen Sorbel with Willamette Falls Media Center. And thank you so much for coming and
Thank you,
Thank
Karen.
you very
part of
much,
it.
Karen.
Thank you for having me.